Nityanandam everyone, this is Priscilla and welcome back to the Kundalini Yogini. Today I'm going to dive into the topic of karma. So this is one of probably the most commonly understood words in the spiritual community that gets thrown around quite frequently, even in our day-to-day speech, talking about how, right, karma will come back to get you. That's bad karma, that's good karma. A lot of people in the West are starting to get more familiar with this word. But what actually is karma? How can we fully understand it from a spiritual context, from the context of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, where it originates? So karma is so beautifully explained by my guru, Paramahamsa Nityananda Swamiji, who you see here, as anywhere which you are stuck. So this is actually a very revolutionary and very freeing definition of the word. Because quite frequently, actually, karma is kind of created as a almost a fear tactic or a way to kind of drive people to do the right or wrong thing, right? The idea is, right, if you do this, you're going to incur good karma or bad karma, and then that will follow you across lifetimes. So that's what many people believe, right? It's like the idea that all of your actions and thoughts and words that you had in all of your different past births, all of those are your karma. Whether you hurt people in that process or gave people love in that process or gave gratitude in that process, that's going to build your karma, whether good or bad. And those effects will follow you to the next lifetime, okay? And beyond birth also. So that's the kind of general understanding of karma, the most common understanding of karma. But there's a miss here happening of understanding the full depth of karma, and why the concept of it is so important to understand is because it actually is a very freeing concept in itself. When we only see it through this one lens, it seems to be a little binding and almost a little scary. It actually relates a lot more, and I think it's understood in this sense because of this. It feels like the uses become much more of Western religion. Like, it kind of feels the same idea as like sin or original sin, which follows you from birth and all of this kind of thing. It's actually not so much in this line. See, what it actually means is karma is anywhere you are stuck. So yes, if I had a past life where I was very violent and I might have killed a lot of people or something, then because I enacted so much violence in the cosmic law, that is going to create some really strong patterns in me, right? It means I'm holding a lot of violence as a being, that I actually have so much of that in my inner space. So naturally, when I take another birth, that pattern stays with me because it's a cognition I have inside me. It's a belief I actually have inside me. It comes from a fundamental principle of the way I run my life, or the way I believe life to be, okay? So this is the key understanding, is that karma is not just because of your action, but really where it stems from. See, when we look at where our actions are stemming from, whether they're an action or a reaction, we just had a satsang about this replay last night, so that was in my mind. Whether it's an action or a reaction, what we claim as good or bad, right or wrong, where it's coming from matters. What our intention is with that matters. That is actually one of the only things that really matters, that really follows you. See, karma is only the choice of being stuck. If I'm continuously choosing the same thing time and time again, the same way I'm going to react to this situation, and then it's going to come up years later in my life and I'm going to react the same way, and then even if I take another birth, I might react the same way again, because that karma pattern is following me only because I am choosing to be stuck in it. Well, this is where the beautiful freedom comes, is that you don't have to be stuck in it. And as soon as you can recognize what your karma patterns may be, what your fundamental principles of how you run your life are, you can change them to make them more apt to fit you as a conscious being now, in this moment. If they're not serving you any longer, It's your choice, and only your will is needed to change them. So the beautiful thing is that there's no such thing as karma following you and sticking with you, and there's no way you can erase it. No, it's actually a choice, and through conscious will, you can change your karma, you can drop your karma, and you can erase any past damage which you feel you may have done. It's a decision in this moment. Why? Because it goes back to the idea that every moment is only the present. So if all we have is the present happening, time and space really don't exist. So any past things you did or future things you did doesn't matter, as long as if now in this moment you decide with your strong will and your will persistence to stick with that choice, with your ferociousness with yourself, to break yourself out of that boundary, out of that pattern, out of that pain, you can break it extremely easily just through that conscious will, that conscious decision. So this is just a little insight into what karma really is, and I hope it can benefit you in your life and maybe deepen your or broaden your understanding of this really key Eastern principle, which is that of karma. And realize that, of course, every action, every thought, every word you have matters very much, but it matters for you because you are the one manifesting your reality. So if there's anything you're experiencing which you are not enjoying any longer, which is bringing you pain or suffering, you can choose to get out of it just through your declaration, through your will, through a strong intention to decide, I no longer want this in my life. This does not serve me anymore. So just declare that for yourself in whatever ways you feel, and you will have a karma breakthrough. So this is a guaranteed solution for a karma breakthrough, is just digging at what is my fundamental beliefs on life, finding those beliefs which may be holding me back. For example, life does not support me. If I believe life does not support me, I'm going to constantly manifest situations where that is proving itself to me, right? I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to then become ostracized from my family. I'm going to wonder why all my relationships are failing. Maybe I'm in a really tough financial situation, and I might even end up homeless. Why am I manifesting this? Because I'm constantly proving to myself that I'm right, that life does not support me. So I'm going to keep manifesting that. But as soon as I realize, oh my God, my whole life, I have believed life doesn't support me. I see now everything has been manifesting from that space. I declare that I know through my consciousness life does support me because I am life. I no longer want to manifest this pattern in my life. Then it becomes that. Your reality becomes that. So use this technique, this guaranteed solution, and surely you will have a huge breakthrough in your life, in your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your conscious growth. So thank you guys so much for listening. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Nityanandam.